Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Well, hello there, everybody. Once again, you're watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. I am thy host, Eric Lima, and thy perpetrator of the good shenanigans that I cause around here. It's good stuff, good fun, and good shenanigans. Well, I gotta tell you, I am get together. Like I said, I got a lot of lists for my top of the shenanigan charts. As you know, I'm going to be doing a new segment pretty soon, and a lot of ideas have come to me and all of that, and drawing inspirations from the other podcast shows like Both Us on the Sofas, Rant and Rave, and Bumbling Bozos, gathering information up as best I can, gathering ideas. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about my new segment. It's going to come soon, and I'm just really excited because I want everybody to get to know me beyond my love for game shows, wrestling, and video games. There's a lot more stuff out there that I like, and of pop culture, positivity, some fun. I know a lot of people may not understand my personality, understand the way I do things, or say things a little differently. Like I said, I try to be careful with my words. Again, if I offended anybody in any words possible, I will apologize for my words. Sometimes my words, because I always believe in death and life and the power of the tongue, and sometimes you got to be careful what you say, not just on the internet, but what you say in life. You could step out on the internet and say anything, and all of a sudden people will take your words and they'll take it one way. Listen, I know what that's like. So I figure this is a huge opportunity. Top Shenanigan Charts, huge opportunity for me to get to know me beyond. I will do top 10 lists on some video games, wrestling, and all that good stuff, and game shows. But like I said, this is about I go beyond that. I'm not a movie buff. I'm not a huge movie buff. I'm not a huge music buff. I'm very picky when it comes to movies and music, and believe me, and sometimes and also sports, and very, very picky because that's how I am. So it's basically, I'm a very, very picky person. Yeah, I'm a picky person. Food, I'm very picky at it. So yeah, so I'm just getting the list together. I'm really excited. Beware. Hopefully, we'll get you the first episode of the Top of Shenanigan Charts pretty soon. But right now, we got to get into it. Monday Night Raw last night, it was crazy. It's the fallout from Crown Jewel. And the first Monday Night Raw of November, as you know, last Monday was Halloween. And it gets even crazier, the situation here. I think a lot of people suffering from jet lag and all that. Lots of talent suffering from the jet lag. That's why you see some talent we have not seen on TV in quite a while. The Usos and Solo Sikoa arrive on Monday Night Raw, and this took place in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Addressing the crowd there, talking about the opportunity to make history. As you know, the Usos are on the cusp of making history by becoming the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. As you know, there's two teams that are left standing in their way. Demolition is one of them, and the New Day was another. And as you know, by virtue of their victory over the Brawling Brutes to retain the tag team titles at Crown Jewel, history is on the line in this matchup as well, as long as the undisputed tag team titles are out. This coming Friday night on SmackDown, as the Usos will defend the gold against the New Day, and whoever wins this matchup gets history. Let's just say the New Day has that history right now at 483 days. Should the New Day win, their record is preserved. Should the Usos win, they will surpass the New Day and become the newest, longest reigning tag team champions in the company's history. So, and the New Day interrupts the Usos, and Xavier Woods says something that is very, very interesting. They said that record may not mean a whole lot to you because you're used to this, because you've done this since day one. You've done it since you were born. Sorry, That's something to slip off the thing. So they say you've done this, but this is very special to us. This record, it's very special to us, and they'll do anything they can to make sure that you don't surpass us. That's the thing that surpassed the New Day. That's what the New Day. I got a lot of respect for the New Day. They a lot of fire, a lot of passion. You know, and like I said, New Day's. You know, Kofi Kingston said it. You know, they were this preachy positive day. They evolved as a team, along with Big E, who is still recuperating from neck surgery. They evolved from this gospel, you know, the gospel preachy positivity gimmick to one of the best tag teams ever, one of the most entertaining tag teams. The fans love them. The Booty-O Cereal, their interactions like with legends like The Rock, which was to me one of my favorite segments of all time. Those two going, you know, New Day and The Rock sharing verbal jousts back in 2018. And the rivalry was further the rivalry with the Usos, which is really the Usos and the New Day, best tag team rivalry of this modern day era. And I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about this matchup. I'm a New Day fan, love the New Day. Hope they can do it. Hope they stay the court. Hope they can become tag champs again. There's an opportunity for them, I think, to surpass all the tag teams in WWE history. They're 11-time tag team champions already, so this is something huge moment. So Matt Riddle does come out to intervene for the New Day and say, hey, there's three of you, there's three of us, let's make this thing a 6-man tag. This is the first time all three brothers on the Solo Sikoa side will be teaming up, which I think is a huge deal. And, against Matt Riddle in the New Day. And heck of a matchup, but Usos and Sikoa did whatever it took to win the matchup. They won the matchup. That could ruin the New Day's momentum going into Friday night as they challenge for the tag team championship and at the same time defend their record as the longest reigning tag team champions in the WWE history. JBL comes out, starts running his spiel, running his mouth as usual about how everybody's been a snowflake and all. Here comes Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin went one-on-one with Cedric Alexander, who we had not seen on TV for quite a while. But Cedric Alexander has been wrestling on like the main event or something like that. But in the end, in that match, heck of a matchup, Baron Corbin did win the matchup. And then Seth Rollins heads to the ring to issue an open challenge for the United States Heavyweight Title. This whole thing surrounding the title gets hairier and hairier throughout the night. Follow me on this. First time, okay, because Seth Rollins decided, I'm going to issue an open challenge, whoever wants it. The Judgment Day comes out. Finn Balor says, I want a shot because you cost me and all that. But then the Judgment Day interrupts. All right? Not the Judgment Day. The OC interrupts the Judgment Day. Confronts the Judgment Day. Well, Seth Rollins decided, I'll see myself out. Smart move on Seth Rollins' part, mind you. And then all of a sudden, Finn Balor says, this is over between you and us. He said, not over. And then when they mentioned the three of us, and they said, that's the problem. It's the three of us against the four of you. But we couldn't find anybody to solve the Rhea problem at Crown Jewel, but she came over to find the OC. And you see Rhea Ripley, who still has that hairdo in tribute to Beth Phoenix, a tribute, boom, like a mockery. And she was all, no one likes you and all that. Also, she gets clobbered from behind by a woman in a hoodie. We saw the blue hair. It says it can't be what I think it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mia Yim is back in the WWE. She clobbered Rhea Ripley with the kendo stick, and both factions brawling all over the place. And the OC now stood tall, and Mia Yim is now part of the OC, and she got a kendo stick. And believe me, the good sister, the head baddie in charge, is going to send a message loud and clear to the Judgment Day, especially to one Rhea Ripley. Meanwhile, Captain Kelly interviewed Seth Rollins and said, I'm going to give it another shot. I escaped, I said, I got to give Seth Rollins some credit. He had the smart to say, you know what? This has nothing to do with me. I'm out of here. Even though I am the champion, I should have a target on my back. But you know what? They have some unfinished business. I'll leave the ring. Then Elias went one-on-one with Otis, and Otis did end up winning in the end. And then Byron Saxton interviewed the Judgment Day, who was still crabbing over the fact that now that Mia Yim has joined up with the OC, says this Rhea problem isn't going to go away anytime soon. As they walk away, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley had a little mini stare down and walked on. If I were Bianca Belair, I'd watch my back because she's still got a target. Speaking of Bianca Belair, Asuka and Alexa Bliss came out to address the crowd. Said, hey, I still walked with Raw Women's Champ, but my girls here are not the tag team champions. Damage Control comes out, interrupts them, and then as Damage Control was running them out, and then Bianca Belair says, we're going to issue a challenge. War Games. So, and then this is where the fun part begins. All right, so Asuka grabs the microphone, starts yelling in Japanese, and insulting Damage Control in Japanese. Io Sky, or Io Shirai, if you prefer, takes the mic and starts yelling back at Asuka in Japanese. These ladies know each other. I will explain for those of you who don't know. These two ladies have teamed up with Io's sister Mio Shirai as part of Triple Tails in Japan. So they were a formidable trio. Let's fast forward to 2022. Both ladies start arguing in Japanese, which is really cool. It's like, I felt like saying, anybody got a translator about what the heck they're saying, though. But it was a fun segment to watch. They're speaking Japanese, arguing, they're laughing. We don't know what to say. Basically, Asuka's insulting Io Sky and Damage Control. Io Sky's throwing it back at Asuka. And Asuka calls Io stupid. That's what baka means. Baka means stupid in Japan. In Japanese. But then, excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen, then Io Sky said the word, called Asuka a word that kind of set everything off between Damage Control and Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Bliss. Bitch! I'm like, uh-oh. And Asuka's smiling at Io. Those two ladies went at it. Everybody went at it. The Nikki Cross, though, came in and made the huge difference. And boom, right there, Nikki Cross has joined up with Damage Control as part of War Games, which Damage Control does accept the challenge. So, I gotta tell you, though, that was a crazy, crazy moment. Asuka and Io Sky arguing in Japanese. That was a fun segment, even though I didn't understand a word the heck they're saying, except for the word baka. And what Io said, not going to repeat it, but, I try to keep my language clean. I do apologize for that. But the fact of it is, that whole segment, a lot of people like the segment. My friend Gary, he loved the segment. I say, that was probably the best segment ever right there. Both ladies arguing in Japanese. And then Io ends it with one word that sets the whole thing off. It was a great segment, in my opinion. And then Shelton Benjamin went one-on-one with Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory. And, in fact, Austin Theory Kathy Kelly was interviewing Shelton Benjamin earlier today. Austin Theory was, insulting Benjamin, calling him a dinosaur and all that. And then Shelton Benjamin went one-on-one with Theory. Theory did defeat Shelton Benjamin. And then The Miz addresses the Wilkes-Barre crowd as he comes out to face Johnny Gargano. And he says, he's trying to tell the truth that Johnny Gargano's a liar. Johnny Gargano comes out and says, I got video proof. And then Miz basically was holding out on Dexter Lumis. And then Johnny Gargano and The Miz went one-on-one with The Miz picking up the victory. But as The Miz escapes to the ring, Dexter Lumis hits to a chair and runs off from security, who was there to chase him off. Damage Control was talking to Nikki Cross about how Bayley chose Nikki Cross to be a member. Then it seems like Dakota Kai loves the fact of having Nikki Cross there, and Io Sky's a little weirded out by Nikki Cross. So there's that. So the 24/7 title is on the line for the very first time in months. Dana Brooke to defend against Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross didn't end up winning the matchup. ended up winning the matchup, and Nikki Cross, as she was like staring off into space with the title on her shoulder in the back, she attempted to throw away the 24/7 title in Jungle. I got a feeling that somebody's going to pick it up and act like they're the champion and they're going to defend the title, or they're going to scrap the title altogether. We will see. We'll see what happens. What actually does happen. And then Byron Saxton interviews the OC and Mia Yim. It seems like they're really excited about having Mia Yim as part of the OC. He says, no, we're celebrating, but it's on me. So I think it was really cool. And Seth Rollins, once again, issued the open challenge again, but Mustafa Ali interrupts Seth Rollins, says, hey, listen, Rollins, no problem, I'll take you on. Bobby Lashley attacks Mustafa Ali and said, I'll take you on. But then Mustafa Ali attacked Lashley in the back. And Lashley puts him aside and accepts the challenge. And then Lashley was attacking Seth Rollins before the bell. Officials, agents, and referees tried to stop Lashley. And then all of a sudden, Austin Theory came out with a Money in the Bank briefcase. And this is where it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't know what they're thinking, is to cash in the Money in the Bank. I think the Money in the Bank concept was destroyed when either Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns holds on to the Universal title, in my personal opinion. But, I thought this makes no sense. Theory cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase for a title shot, and ended up a title match between Rollins and Theory. And despite what Lashley did, he got involved in attack Theory during the matchup, but despite all that, Seth Rollins ends up retaining the United States title. I'll tell you one thing, that whole situation with the Money in the Bank briefcase made no sense, and it destroyed the concept of that Money in the Bank. What's going to happen from here on in? We don't know for sure. Austin Theory doesn't have that luxury of the Money in the Bank briefcase anymore. Well, you can thank Vince McMahon's booking of Roman Reigns for that, in my personal opinion. Yeah, a lot of folks out there say that doesn't make any sense, but it was. But some people think it was a genius idea. I don't know why, but it didn't make no sense because the Money in the Bank briefcase was just for the world title only. But Roman Reigns has a death grip on those two titles and the Undisputed Universal Champion. So if you can't get that, you might as well get the next best thing, But whatever. I think the Money in the Bank briefcase should be. We'll see what happens. I think the WWE, I'm sure fans will go start complaining about that. I'm sure a lot of folks are complaining. I just don't think it makes any sense. But whatever, it's done. So, we got to move on. So hopefully they'll come up with better ideas next time. So, so that's it. All the time we have on this show. Episode 141 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, the Raw Event Center from last night. November the 7th, 2022, the Crown Jewel Fallout. And here's an interesting tidbit. A loyal friend of the show, the Godfather Dom, a.k.a. Dominic Williams, has brought up an interesting point. The Patriots have a bye week. So that means they're not going to play Thursday night nor this Sunday. And that gave me an open idea for Sunday, because I think I'm going to move up the Mortal Kombat 11 and it'll be a Sunday edition of the Saturday Superstar Arcade. We back-to-back Saturday Superstar Arcade episodes. As you know, November the 11th. This coming Friday, the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection is coming in. I'm playing out. Now, the arcade version of Foo Fight is on there, like they said it's going to be. I'm going to play that. And then I'll probably go back-to-back. On Sunday, I'll play Mortal Kombat 11. I'll find something else to play the 19th. I'll probably move up Mario Kart 64 as well. So that means that'll lead the Thanksgiving, the final November, final Saturday of November, which is the 26th. That Black Friday weekend, I'll come up with something. I'll come up with a game to play. So this is going to be interesting. Maybe I can play some Millipede on the 50th anniversary. Let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to see what actually happens, folks. So just tune in and find out. Maybe that can alternate my plans a little bit here. So that's all the time we have on this show. I wish everyone having a wonderful day and a very blessed day. On the next episode, which is episode 142, going to play the 9th installment of High Rollers. That means you got both versions of $10,000 and $25,000 versions of High Rollers. So Tune in. All right. Until then, Mr. Announcer, please take this episode home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Production, and in association with a sweet bumbling bofa raver telepictures and distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.